Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is my first video, my introduction video, if you may call it that. But I created this YouTube channel just so I can talk about what I do for a living as a certified surgical assistant, and also to go more in depth onto how I got into traveling, how I got into this traveling profession, which I knew it was possible, but I didn't think it was possible for someone like me. And that's a topic that I would more than likely be glad to cover in another video. But I also created this YouTube channel just so I can share my life, kind of vlog my way through this journey, kind of share my lifestyle and what I do, just putting it all out there, something new for me, something out of my comfort zone. But I'm excited to take you on to this journey. So let's go ahead and get started with this week's first video, which is kind of, like I mentioned earlier, my introduction post and what I do and what exactly is a certified surgical assistant. Okay, so what exactly is a certified surgical assistant or a first assistant? Those terms are often used interchangeably, but I can talk about that more in a little bit. So a surgical assistant is an individual who participates and actively engages during the surgery with the surgeon. We help provide exposure, we maintain hemostasis, like kind of control bleeding, we tie, we suture, and we also perform other functions if needed, such as using certain equipment. This role, prepping and positioning varies by facility from what I've noticed, but anyone in the operating room is welcome to help position the patient, make them feel welcome as soon as they walk into the operating room. So the terms certified surgical assistant, CSA, and certified surgical first assistant, or CSFA, those terms are often used interchangeably from what I've noticed, but basically the difference between the two is CSFA is someone who is recognized by the Association of Surgical Assistants. I'm looking at my notes, I'm sorry. And CSA, or a Certified Surgical Assistant, is someone who is recognized by the National Surgical Assistant Association. So I guess depending on what exam you pass, because there is 2 exams to become a surgical assistant, and first assistant, surgical assistant, those terms are just one of those roles will become your title, and it just depends on the exam that you passed. It is kind of confusing. It took me a while to realize what the main difference was, but at the end of the day, you are certified, you are recognized by one of these boards, and you are trained. So your role is to help the surgeon during surgery, help assist, and yeah, that's basically what that is. I do have an Instagram account, and I like to talk about what I do for a living, what is a certified surgical assistant. So if you want to go ahead and follow me there, obviously you can, but I also get a lot of DMs on there for people who are interested in becoming a surgical assistant, or maybe they are a CST, a certified surgical tech, and are wanting to just further their education and just play a more active role in the operating room. So a certified surgical tech, a CST, a scrub tech, all those terms are also used interchangeably, is someone who also plays an important role in the operating room. Their role in the operating room during the surgery is to pass the instruments to me or the surgeon. They get the back table ready, they organize all the instruments that are going to be used during the surgery, they set up the back table, and they also set up the Mayo stand. So all of that they play a very important role in the operating room. I also want to share with you my experience, my education background on how I became a surgical assistant. So I went to school in Rochester, Minnesota. It's called the Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences, and they have a surgical assistant program along with a variety of other programs related to the medical field. So to get into the program, you have to have a 4-year degree and also would have taken the prerequisites listed on their website, along with like a letter of recommendation, maybe a few other things, but you are more than welcome to check out their website. So you do have to have a bachelor's degree, however, which can be in anything. For example, I have a degree in history, and now I'm here working in the medical field, in the operating room. You don't necessarily have to be a surgical tech or a CST to become a CSA, although a lot of people do think that's the only option. The reason I want to talk more about this is because I want to show you that it's possible. You don't have to go get a 2-year degree and then work and then eventually become a CSA. There's a, how do I say this? There's a shorter route. Yeah, a shorter route to become a CSA if that's something that you really want to do. So there are 3 schools in the United States that you can obtain a certificate to become a CSA. There's one in Rochester, Minnesota, the one that I went to. There's one in Panama City, Gulf Coast State College, and there's one in Virginia, Eastern Virginia Medical School. I'm also looking at my notes, sorry. So go ahead, check them out. I think for the Virginia school, you do have to have a 4-year degree. But yeah, check out those schools out. They may have similar requirements as to the school that I went to. And yeah, so I also want to share with you how I became a traveling CSA, something that's very fun to do, that you don't really hear a lot about, but there's a lot of opportunities out there if you are in the medical field and you want to pursue traveling, work in different hospitals, work in different states, visit all these amazing locations. Like, it is possible for you. So yeah, I believe that concludes my first video. I hope it was very informative. I hope I explained everything correctly, because you know how like something makes sense to you but it may not make sense to someone who knows nothing about what you're talking about. But feel free to follow me on Instagram. Feel free to leave any comments, or if you want me to go into like more specific details about anything that I talk to. And yeah, I hope to see you again for my next video, and subscribe to my channel, push that little bell so you can get notifications whenever I post a new video. Okay, thanks for watching.